Social media has made a daily habit of keeping us all glued to our phones. Healthy or not, we're all guilty of this. I mean, how many hours have you spent aimlessly scrolling through YouTube before you found this video? Be honest now, we won't judge you. Personally, yours truly is fond of Twitter. Maybe a bit too fond. What can I say? I like hearing about the hottest tweet that's currently setting the internet ablaze. The social media giant has endlessly gripped the denizens of the web with all kinds of tweets. Love it or hate it, Twitter is here to stay, and we have Jack Dorsey to thank for it. Hello and welcome back to Deluxe Living, and we're here to give you a taste of how the 1% live. Today we'll be diving into the past and present of Twitter's founder, Jack Dorsey. If you like this video, then leave us a thumbs up, be sure to press the subscribe button and switch on notifications. The would-be founder of Twitter named Jack Patrick Dorsey developed his taste for innovation when he began studying coding during his high school days at Bishop Dubourg High School in St. Louis, Missouri. The young tech whiz would continue to develop his acuity for computers, a hobby which would grow and prosper as time passed by. When he wasn't busy managing his friend's fantasy football league, he'd frequent electronic shops in his downtime. By the age of 15, he had already developed an impressive dispatching system for taxi companies. His work would continue to be used up to 2007, not bad as a starting venture kid. He briefly attended the Missouri University of Science and Technology, undertaking computer science before eventually relocating to the Big Apple and enrolling in New York University. Jack left NYU after 2 years and found a job at the podcasting company Odeo, where he developed a prototype for a small instant messaging program within the company. This little side project allowed its user to send short messages to a small group of people. This idea gained traction amongst other employees at Odeo. Shortly after, Odeo went under and Jack recruited some of the folks from Odeo and developed the program into Twitter. By 2006, Jack had bought a domain name under Twitter for $7,000 and the business took off. However, Twitter's rising prominence was counterbalanced when Jack was compelled to step down as CEO around Twitter's second year of operation. Of course, this wouldn't be the end of the young entrepreneur. In 2009, he had already founded his second company simply named Square. The company was founded alongside Jim McElvey. They developed a program of the same name with the aim of providing companies with a digital platform for managing and coordinating payments and transactions. The company was renamed as Block Inc. and was made the public in 2015, around the same time when Jack would be welcomed back to the halls of Twitter. The time following the return of Twitter's founder was fraught with a plethora of hurdles, both within and outside the company. As Jack was facing opposition from all fronts, appearing before Congress regarding the company's management and moderation of the eponymous platform, whilst juggling internal strife and conflict within the company. The platform itself was heavily criticized regarding its supposed influence on 2016 election. In 2021, Jack normally submitted his resignation as CEO. Of course, this minor setback is far from the end of his promising career. Jack is still a member of Block Inc. and continues to fulfill his responsibilities to the company. Jack is also a staunch supporter and advocate for cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, claiming that the eponymous digital currency as a very resilient and principled cryptocurrency, even going so far as to max out the $10,000 weekly cash limit on Cash App to buy Bitcoins. Needless to say, Jack continues to be an innovative visionary with the resources to make that vision a reality. I, for one, cannot wait to see what he's got in store. Enough about Jack, and let's talk about you. Got any riveting thoughts to share? Share it with us in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. While his time at Twitter may have ended, his $4.5 billion net worth is a great indicator that he'll do just fine. With a net worth like that and all the time in the world, it's safe to say that the former CEO has more than enough cash to spend on himself, which is why it surprises to see that the tech mogul is living a relatively normal and down-to-earth lifestyle. That is, if your definition of normal is the same as his. Instead of treating himself with something along the lines of a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, he opts to adopt a simpler yet equally stunning BMW 3 Series. Although we usually don't get to see him in his above-average sedan given the entrepreneur's minimalist lifestyle. Jack continues his simple yet expensive appearance through his choice of clothing. The tech-savvy businessman has been spotted casually sporting leather jackets. When the occasion calls for it, he slips onto something formal and befitting of his renowned status in Silicon Valley, dressing himself in well-tailored suits courtesy of big names like Prada and Hermes. The man pays close attention to this clothing as evident from his simple yet stylish reverse-collar dress shirts from Dior Homme. Occasionally, you may even spot him channeling his inner Steve Jobs through the classic jeans and black turtleneck ensemble. Jack's sharp and effective fashion sense wasn't developed overnight, as he once aspired to be a fashion designer. Makes you wonder how differently things would have been had he instead pursued the runways of Milan instead of the corporate offices of San Francisco. Every once in a while, Jack makes a purchase that reminds the rest of us common folk just how rich the CEO is, which he demonstrated when he cashed in $22 million for the neighboring property beside his $10 million Seacliff mansion. Additionally, the young billionaire is extremely fond of the unbridled beauty of Africa, believing that the continent would soon redefine the future. Jack hopes to one day be part of the elusive future, judging by his trips to Nigeria, Ghana, and Ethiopia. When he returns from his excursions into the African plains, Jack makes frequent appearances on multiple podcasts where he openly discusses his unorthodox views. Back in 2016, he made a guest appearance on the Tales from the CRYPT podcast where he openly shares his unusual bathing practices. Don't worry, his descriptions were relatively safe for work. He goes on to describe his routine that makes use of frequent ice bath and trips to a sauna barrel, starting his day off with a 15-minute dip in an ice bath, quoting their effectiveness in waking him up. Afterwards, he follows up his chilly bath with a 3-minute reprieve inside his sauna barrel. Jack repeats this process for 3 times before finishing it off with the 60-second ice bath. Just to be clear, we're not one to criticize or insult a person's morning routine. In all honesty, that sounds like a pretty terrible way to start a day. I'll just stick with a warm shower. Thanks. Aside from his unconventional morning routine, Jack has also shared his less than appealing, if not downright concerning diet. The former CEO Twitter shared in another podcast his extreme fasting practices, stating that he only eats 1 meal a day at dinner and fasts the entire weekend. Describing his first experience as if he's hallucinating, which he followed with a statement implying an apparent sense of clarity when one doesn't preoccupy their time by thinking of and consuming food. This response garnered a lot of negative attention online, criticizing his negative remark which normalizes food disorders. It seems as though anyone can look up the personal details of the social media giant. Even his dating history is an open book. Given his astonishing presence in building the fabric of social media itself, it doesn't seem far-fetched to believe that he's dated noteworthy personalities. Jack previously had a relationship with the British model and actress Lily Cole in 2013. He's also dated the professional ballet dancer Sufjan Silb, and even the Sports Illustrated model Raven Lynn Cornell. The couple was last spotted in 2018 where they attended the Harper's Bazaar's Icons party during the New York Fashion Week. The couple reportedly had a 1-year relationship prior to their split in 2019. Just last year, he was spotted along the sunny beaches of Miami with the model Flora Carter. Jack's soft side is not just limited to beautiful models and actresses, as he has pledged $1 billion in square equity to the charity organization dubbed as Start Small LLC. The foundation aims to provide global aid and relief amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. And that concludes this video. Got any juicy takeaways from the life of Twitter's founder? Share it with us and tell us who you think we should do a feature next. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more of Deluxe Living.